Dedicated to showcasing the people, places, food, and farms of California from a lifestyle perspective, California Bountiful will take you to destinations all around to learn and appreciate the hidden gems that the Golden State has to offer. Here with us today to discuss the show is the executive producer and host, Aubrey Aquino. Aubrey, thanks so much for joining us here.
Yeah, I'm so excited to be here and talking about California Bountiful. Our new season is currently up there and running, and so it's really exciting to be sharing these stories.
Yeah, I'm really excited to get into some of these stories. So for our viewers who have maybe never seen the show, overall, what can they expect?
So the show is focused all around California agriculture, and I like to say it's farm to fork and everything in between, because you think about agriculture, you think it's just food, but it's so much more than that. There's clothing, there's beauty products, and of course there's ag and stories about the farmers and all these wonderful products that are really tied into the agriculture of the state. And as you know, California offers so much, so diverse, so there's so many things to get into and tell. And then, you know, our show is also part travel, because we go to different destinations all over the Golden State, and you're looking at some of the behind the scenes looks, I guess, at some of the stories we have on this season. So it's really exciting. And this weekend, we're going to be anchoring the show from San Francisco at the City Chase Center. And we got to go inside and meet some of the tastemakers that are bringing the diversity food-wise of San Francisco and the Bay Area into Chase Center.
Well, I'm thrilled to talk about the San Francisco episode and what people can expect.
Yeah.
But you did mention a couple of different things. You said farm to fork and everything else in between.
Yes.
So who is the target audience?
Anyone that eats or wears clothing, because that's
Which
agriculture.
is all of us.
I mean, when you think about it, because I did one fun story about fiber shed, and fiber shed is basically, you know, the fur, the hairs from animals, and people take that. They raise animals and they'll shear their sheep, shear their goats, and then they'll take those fibers and get them processed at a mill, and then they can take that yarn and spit it into rugs, into blankets, into clothing, and so that's one part of agriculture, but we also do a lot of high-end food demos, or low-end too, but just food demos with chefs showing how they're using the food in agriculture of California. So
beautiful.
It's great, and everybody likes to eat, right? And everybody, you know, wears clothes, I would hope. But so
I hope
there's a connection on different levels, you know, and even injecting some entertainment. I was just at the Disney Wine and Food Festival, so that's featuring all the bounty of California as well. So it's a lot of fun.
Amazing. So there's a little something for everybody.
Yes.
And everybody here in the Bay Area can tune into this weekend's special episode, which is going to be specifically about the Bay Area, right?
Yeah, well, it's anchored from San Francisco at Thrive City, and so we start out inside Chase Center with a couple of the tastemakers, Syrup Shop and Peaches Patties, but then, you know, we toss out to different stories. Another story we feature is the Sumo Citrus. Have you ever seen one of these?
I've never seen one.
So it was crafted to be like the perfect citrus, and as you can see, it has this top knot, and so that's kind of where it gets its name, and that's how you know if it's a Sumo Citrus. This is so good, so sweet. It's a hybrid. It doesn't have seeds. It's not messy. And so we go out to the farms in the Central Valley and meet the farmers who are growing Sumo Citrus. We also have a great little pizza demo. So you never know what you're going to get every week. We'll do drink demos. We give out fun facts. It's really educational, but it's also entertaining.
Yeah, and that is actually super important to both be educational and entertaining. And you mentioned the farms. Nobody would actually think that when you think of farms, you think of skincare too. And these are actually some of the products that people might be able to see on the show,
so Juice Beauty, they're also featured on this weekend's episode. And they're a Bay Area woman-owned company, and she's out in Healdsburg. We went out to her Sonoma Innovation Center, where she actually grows grapes, grows olives, and uses those products and puts them into her organic skincare line. So that was really cool, because again, you're not thinking agriculture beauty products.
Exactly.
She's using all natural, and she's using, you know, blueberry and seed extracts from a lot of great things that are grown right here in California. So it's just another angle. Last week, we went on the California Cheese Trail. Did you know there's a California Cheese Trail?
I did not, and I love cheese. I wish I would have known this a long time ago.
There's this map, and you can go to different dairies and creameries all over the state. So we visited a few. This is one that we visited right in Petaluma at Marin French, and then one of their brands is Laura Schnell. So we got an education in cheese. We learned how to make the perfect cheese board. So it's a lot of fun stuff. I mean, again, from a lifestyle perspective, geared toward consumers, and there's something for everyone. You see the wine there.
I was going to say, you can't talk California without the wine.
We love our Napa wines. Dakota Shy, that's a segment featured on an upcoming show. They're in Napa Valley, and they have a great story of how they work with the farmers to really craft their Cabernet Sauvignon in particular, which features grapes from 12 different sites in Napa to really make this perfect blend. So I'm learning along the way because I'm not necessarily a farmer with a farm background.
Yeah.
But it's a great way to connect the rural communities and what they do with the urban communities because they both need each other. And food and agriculture is kind of that common thread that blends us all together.
And you mentioned the farmers, the agricultural part of the show. For you personally, like you said, you're like, I'm not a farmer, so I'm learning a lot of things too. But what has this show maybe taught you in appreciation for our farmers here in California?
Oh, absolutely. They work so hard. And every time I get to interview one of these farmers, I went out during harvest time and was in Fresno, and they're so passionate about what they do. And they really work hard to make sure that they can feed not only the state, but like literally California feeds the world. You know,
they do.
We have, I think it's close to like 500 commodities. I mean, hundreds of commodities that we consume here, but we export all over. I mean, the almonds, the walnuts. I mean, we have it good here in California.
We
and
really
any
do.
chef that I talk to will tell you they are so excited to be cooking in California because the abundance of fresh produce and products that they get here that you're not going to get in some of the other states.
That's amazing too. And anything where we can appreciate our farmers, I think that's super important. We talk about farmers, agriculture a lot here on the show too, because it's important to understand that connection. I have one more question for you, Aubrey. Now, I know this is probably hard because you've done so many amazing shows, but if you could think of one of your favorite shows or guests or memories you've had so far with this new season, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, every story is unique and every guest has a great story, and that's part of my job, is to find that angle and use my curiosity to share it, because if I'm curious, there's probably viewers that want to see it. But like, I'll just take this gin right here. This is Future Gin, and this is a product made by 4 women out of Los Angeles who actually took avocado leaves and lemons out of their backyard, and that's what they used in distilling this gin.
Wow.
And then they have a great mission of nonprofit and giving back to their community and nonprofits here in California. So I'm talking about, there's micro farming, and then we do farming on the big stage, you know, on the big scale, I should say. So there's all kinds of innovation, even tech weaved into it. So there's so much to tell, and I really hope that you guys tune in. We're super excited to be on KRON in the Bay Area, because I know that, you know, KRON really represents the Bay, and we can reach a lot of the viewers here that would appreciate this programming.
And I know so many people are going to appreciate this programming. So one more time, when and where can people catch it on KRON?
So Sunday evenings, we're simulcast on KRON4 and also on the KRON app at 6:30.
Wonderful. Well, thank you so much, Aubrey, for giving us a little preview of what to expect on California Bountiful. We're super excited.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Of course.